Again, to have that be surrounded, 1 around friends, 2 around communication, and 3 around technology. That is all Aquarius right there. Hi, my name is Fiona Gomo, aka Techie Supreme, your supreme source on all things tech, and today we are continuing my special astrology and technology series, and we are going to be delving into an aspect of tech that has to do with the sign of Aquarius. So I am always the quintessential procrastinating Pisces, so we are doing this at the very end of Aquarius season, so I hope all the Aquarians out there will forgive me, but I still think that the topic that I've picked for this video will be very interesting. I personally found my own research on the topic to be extremely fascinating, and the tech aspect that we're going to be discussing for Aquarius season is Facebook. So Facebook was founded on February 4th, 2004, which puts it smack dab in the middle of Aquarius season. And I thought that was just super duper fascinating because we really hit so many of the quintessential descriptors of Aquarius with exactly what Facebook is. So obviously Facebook is one of the more modern social media networks. There were already networks and communities on the internet before Facebook, but I feel like a lot of people would agree that Facebook itself is kind of like one of the more modern staples that really set the pace for what a social network would be. And one of the most fascinating things about associating Facebook with Aquarius is just this idea of friends. So the title that I thought of for this video was Facebook, the exclusive club that made us all friends. And why that's pretty interesting is because in the tarot, and we've talked about this before, the 12 houses of the tarot, Aquarius is ruled by the 11th house, which pretty much represents friendship and kind of platonic relationships, and any relationship that's not really so much a romantic relationship or a family relationship, or even like something like work. It's really a relationship that is a lot more friendly and a lot more jovial and lighthearted and fun. So Facebook was really the first network to really kind of use that just the word friends. Everyone has Facebook friends, and you friend somebody and you bring this connection to people, whether they're your actual family members or romantic partners or co-workers or long lost schoolmates and things like that. We all come together in this one place, and we're all friends. And what really is actually quite interesting about that aspect of everyone kind of coming together on Facebook is that Aquarius itself is known for being very detached. So that's some of the characteristics, very aloof and not really wanting to cling to people in those kind of really close relationships. So again, the way that we use Facebook is kind of very similar. You can literally have friends that you've never met that live across the world, but you can be close friends on Facebook. And obviously we have that with pretty much any social media platform on the internet, but it is really the idea that Facebook really kind of made this staple and this precedent that we hadn't quite seen before. Again, it was there, but kind of putting a name to it. Like I said, putting a name to like friends and putting a name to social media and things like that had not necessarily been seen before until we had Facebook. So like I said, some of the traditional qualities that are associated, like I said, kind of like detachedness and aloofness, but also uniqueness and exclusivity and a little bit oddity. So in terms of exclusivity and Aquarius and Facebook, I would think about the fact that when Facebook was first started, it was exclusive first to Ivy League schools, and then it was exclusive to, you know, college networks as a whole, and it was like that for a very long time before it became open to the public. So there is this sense, you know, again, there is this kind of traditional sense itself of a very kind of like exclusive, you can't sit with us type of air about Facebook. And again, I even, you know, even as time goes by and how people use Facebook now, I think that energy still stays. You know, a lot of people will now kind of keep their Facebooks a lot more private than they have in the past. So, you know, maybe it's only the people that are my Facebook friends can view my page, or, you know, I can handpick the people that, you know, view my page and things like that. And over time, and this is even indicative to how I personally use Facebook. There, you know, Facebook has this pretty thriving groups community where people can connect with others, again, from, you know, across the country, across the globe, whatever, and people connect, you know, in terms of their, you know, their tastes, various commonalities, whether, you know, it's a group about, you know, for example, I am a part of a group about gardening, Black girls that garden. I'm a part of a group for animal lovers. A lot of these groups are closed, so you have to register and, you know, state why you want to be in the group. And you know, even kind of harkening back to college, it has that kind of like fraternity, sorority kind of feel, where once you're in the group, it's kind of, you know, like group business is group business, and you don't really discuss, you know, discuss certain things outside of the various groups. So even that, I feel like, again, that is actually a pretty Aquarian aspect. And like I said, we have these, you know, you'll have groups. I'm a part of groups that literally have like tens of thousands of people, and you know, but we're all together and we're all connected, but, you know, many of us don't know each other at all. And, you know, but we might just connect from the seeing of the posts and things like that. And again, like I said, I feel like it's a lot different from your Twitters or your Instagrams, because this is one little microcosm within the larger aspect of Facebook. So like I said, we still have these ideas of exclusivity. You know, one of the big Aquarius traits is having fun with friends. And, you know, like I said, people still use Facebook, even though, you know, now it's like the old social media platform. You know, it continues to morph and grow into something that people still enjoy. And obviously Facebook has its various issues, but it's still well used. People still log into Facebook every day, like I said. And, you know, it's not like, you know, everybody's like racist aunt or whatever. Like I said, like, you know, I use Facebook. I have friends that are younger than me that use Facebook. You know, obviously people are older and things like that. So it's still, it has that, even like I said, kind of like a town hall type of feel. And, you know, when you think about ideas like that, where people will, you know, get together, and while you're together, you're like, well, hey, how's the wife? And rah, rah, rah. Like I said, there's that idea of fun with friends. Facebook is all about communication. It's all about being social. It's all about talking and chatting with your friends. So we have this big connection between Facebook and Aquarius. And again, that one just jumped out at me, you know, right away. And I thought that was super interesting. Another really interesting planetary aspect is that Aquarius is also associated with the planet Uranus, which has to do with technology, innovation, gadgets, anything that's new and fun and upcoming, and learning and knowledge and things like that. And again, this is very, very much similar to Facebook. Like I said, once upon a time, obviously it was new, and it is something that is constantly adapting and, kind of morphing as the time goes on. Once upon a time, it kind of was just, this group, this platform for college students, and then it became this big, like I said, kind of this town hall. And now Facebook has even, expanded its own technological range, where now it's getting into things like Oculus, and it's developing technology beyond social media. As the platform gets older, like I said, there really doesn't seem to be any loss of steam, despite whatever legal or governmental trouble might come up. And obviously there's that Facebook is always in the news for something, but it hasn't necessarily slowed the platform down, where we have literally seen so many social media platforms come and go, and swearing that they would be the next Facebook or be the ones to overtake Facebook. And like I said, Facebook was one of these really big platforms, so like really learning how to make money, and again, like how to build and grow and sustain itself beyond the original intent. So that right there is very Uranian type energy. And again, to have that be surrounded, 1, around friends, 2, around communication, and 3, around technology, that is all Aquarius right there. Another interesting thing, we've talked about kind of the various mantras that go with the different signs, and for Aquarius, the Aquarius mantra is I know. I mean, if anyone knows an Aquarius out there, I'm pretty sure you've heard them say that a few times. And Aquarians, they definitely are very thirsty for knowledge, kind of very similar to Sagittarius. Sagittarius and Aquarius are often considered pretty complementary signs, because they have this really voracious thirst for knowledge. The biggest difference, I would say, is Aquarius kind of actually wants to use that knowledge, where Sagittarius is kind of just like a collector of facts, but not really doing anything with it. So how that really plays out in Aquarius is that, like I said, we have this big platform, and people use it. And like I said, like we've seen Facebook again kind of just go from a place where you all of a sudden you're friends with that person that bullied you in grade school, to people are having full-on debates about presidential elections, and you've got things like the news that's being broadcasted on Facebook, affecting on a broad scope how things happen in government and things like that. And that's very powerful energy to have that idea of I know, and to really have it affect people and to affect the world at large. And that is how the idea of I know with Aquarius is extremely powerful, and like I said, way different from the idea of the knowledge that Sagittarius would gain. Like I said, we all know everyone loves a good Facebook debate. We'll say debate for now to keep it PG. But like I said, there is that sense of, everyone kind of thinks that they're right and things like that. And obviously that is even a lot more human nature than just Aquarius. And, everyone is, we do have this idea of kind of like fake news and things like that. But there is still there still is an idea of, people are like, well, hey, do you have something to back this up? And, I feel like you will always kind of get that aspect in debates on Facebook to an extent. At the very least, someone will be like, well, you need to prove whatever it is that you're saying. You know, a lot of people, again, a lot of debates start from, again, from, you know, some kind of information that somebody has presented, whether it's a news report or a study or, you know, Facebook or a video where someone is you know, stating some kind of claim or again knowledge that they want discussed and fleshed out. And then you, again, people, and again, like it is a very interesting aspect. There is an idea of kind of like higher knowledge, and again, kind of going all the way back again, like I said, to the idea of school, where Facebook was originally started for students, and there is still this aspect of everything that people can learn on Facebook. You know, from the news report to, hey, there is a sale on airline tickets, you know, in an ad or something like that, whether real or fake, and obviously that is for people to kind of deduce on their own. There is this wealth of knowledge that you can get, and obviously, like I said, and I think that's what's, and even that is a very, you know, interesting idea of Aquarius, because Aquarius does have that idea of like, yeah, I want this knowledge, but I want it and I need it to be correct. So again, there is that idea of people, you know, obviously not everyone, but just the general concept of people, you know, finding information, and then maybe they would go and take that information and learn more and seek out their own knowledge and their own truth. So other aspects of Aquarius that are pretty interesting are kind of the idea of help and altruism and assistance and things like that. And one thing that's actually very important to note about Aquarius is that, you know, people always think that Aquarius is a water sign, but it actually isn't. It's an air sign. So the representative of Aquarius is the water bearer. So it's actually kind of like a person that's carrying a pail of water. And the whole idea of that is that this person, whether it's a woman, usually it's depicted as a woman, is, you know, kind of providing nourishing water or healing water, you know, to people in need. So there's also this kind of altruistic and helpful nature to Aquarians. And again, while you see this on other social media platforms, I feel like there really is a very big aspect of Facebook that does have this idea of assistance and people, you know, people, I feel, at least that's just kind of my observation, I feel like oftentimes if there is really an emergency of some sort, a lot of it is really kind of shared and discussed a lot easier on Facebook than on other social media platforms. Even, you know, kind of like a Twitter, it's a lot easier for people to say, well, you know, this person is in need, you know, can you help them? Or, you know, this emergency is happening, we need to spread this news. You know, I feel like people will often go to Facebook first to share whatever need they have, more so than any other platform, especially when, you know, especially some of like the newer platforms that are a lot more fun and jovial, where there's that idea of Facebook where you can kind of step back and say, well, this is something serious. It's not just all friends and memes and things like that. You know, we need to take a pause and like really take a look at you know, whatever is going on, whatever needs to be addressed. And again, that is even like an aspect of Aquarius where people will say that Aquarians will often kind of put all their attention on whoever needs their help the most, more so than people that they kind of actually care about. And again, that's not, some people can kind of look at that as negative, but it's not really so much of a negative. And that's where, like I said, that idea of the water bearer, or the person that has the healing or the helpful, nourishing, waters, or the salt that can solve the problems, that is a very Aquarian aspect. Well, finally, my other little joke about Facebook is, in fact, Mark Zuckerberg, who is one of the main founders of the platform. And I always joke that that Mark is a Taurus, and I swear that Facebook could literally only come out of the mind of a Taurus, because, again, at its kind of fun, comfortable core, Facebook is really, you're in your home, in your pajamas, eating food and talking trash about people online. And again, there is that, there always will be that kind of fun aspect to Facebook that, obviously whatever happens, I feel like that will never really die. One other joke I did want to point out, that it's a meme that a lot of my friends always share, about the idea of, if you've been friends on Facebook for more than a year, you're no longer friends, you're family, and that's your cousin on your Facebook side. So that was a little bit of a joke that I thought we could wrap this up with. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I actually have two videos coming up for my astrology series. One is a little bit of a curveball, and I'm pretty excited about that one as well. And then obviously, like I said, the next video after that would be for Pisces. And I think I talked about what I plan to discuss for Pisces season. But in the meanwhile, if you enjoyed this video, do like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye.